Welcome back to Drive Next, where we bring you in-depth reviews of the latest and greatest in two-wheel excitement. Today, we're looking at a bike that marks an intriguing new chapter for Royal Enfield at the 2026 model of their middleweight lineup. From its styling to performance to value, we'll walk you through everything you need to know before you head to the dealership. As we start this journey, imagine you're approaching the bike. The engine's off. The ambient light catches the contours. You hear the quiet hum of modern mechanics. That first impression sets the tone. With Royal Enfield's roots in classic bikes and their recent move into more modern engineering, this model sits at the intersection of heritage and innovation. Let's mount up and take a closer look. First, let's soak in the exterior from the front. The head-on view reveals a round LED lamp, surrounded by a crisp DRL signature that gives the bike presence even when stationary. The upright posture suggests an approachable seating position, and the tank is sculpted in a way that blends retro cues with fresh lines. The front wheel and fork combination are substantial yet lean, giving the bike both poise and promise. Moving on the details, and you'll pick up brushed metal accents, clearly cast alloy wheels, and a build quality that suggests Royal Enfield is stepping up its game. The welds, paint finish and overall fit and finish are noticeably more contemporary. Now pivot and take in the side profile. Here the fuel tank bulges just enough to give muscular presence without overwhelming the rider. The seat flows into a tapered tail. The subframe is exposed subtly, and the exhaust pipe gives off a clean design with a modern muffler treatment. The side stand, engine casings and frame all appear thoughtfully executed rather than cut cost. You note also the 6-speed gearbox, the chain drive, the exposed rear shock linkage. These all communicate that this bike isn't just about looks, it's about intent. The ergonomics look comfortable. Mid-set foot pegs, minimalist but functional handlebar, comfortable seat height that doesn't seem intimidating for most riders. Turning the back view, we see the taillight integrated into the sleek silhouette, the license plate bracket and rear reflector neatly tucked, the rear tire wide and planted, giving visual confidence. The dual-channel ABS discs at the rear, the oversized rear tire, the chain guard and the elegant swing arm all round off a well-balanced design from every angle. The back end suggests stability on the road, and the styling doesn't feel tacked on, it feels coherent. Slide into the cockpit and interior feel of the bike. Climb on, settle into the seat, wrap your hands around the grips. The seating position is upright but with a hint of sportiness. You feel like you can ride for some time without fatigue, yet lean forward a bit and you sense the potential for spirited cornering. The instrument cluster is a highlight. For this generation we're seeing a full-color TFT display, in higher variants, with smartphone connectivity and Google Maps navigation in some markets, which is a significant step for Royal Enfield. The switchgear, buttons and controls each feel solid, not looks but definitely premium relative to the brand's heritage models. On the inside you also find a USB-C charging point, clean wiring, no obvious shortcuts. The fuel tank catch, the panel gaps, the stitching on the seat all reinforce a greater attention to detail. You notice the mirrors are functional, the handlebar is comfortable, and the controls intuitive. This interior environment gives you confidence that the bike is built not only for show, but for everyday use. Now for the fun part, performance. Under the tank sits a 452cc, liquid-cooled, single-cylinder engine that represents a new era for Royal Enfield. It delivers around 39 to 40 horsepower and 40 Nm of torque at roughly 500 revolutions per minute, driving through a 6-speed transmission paired with an assist slipper clutch. The engine has a rev-happy nature, but it's equally about usable torque in the mid-range. You don't have to wring it out all the time to feel acceleration. In real-world riding, that translates to strong roll-on from urban speeds, comfortable cruising on highways, and a weak and twisty road grin when you open the throttle. The suspension geometry, frame rigidity and tire grip combine to give the rider both fun and confidence. Riders have reported that the braking feel is very strong for this class. The front disc, the rear disc, the dual-channel ABS system all deliver good bite and controlled stops. Handling is a highlight. The bike feels agile in traffic, yet stable at speed. In corners it tracks firmly without feeling unsettled. The seat height is low enough for a majority of riders to plant both feet at stops, and overall the ergonomics invite longer rides rather than just short hops. On the flip side, the heavier nature relative to pure sport bikes means you won't confuse it with a super sport. But that's not the point. The point is, this is a thoroughly usable motorcycle with character, retro charm and modern competence. Turning to value and pricing, in the Indian market the starting ex-showroom price for this model is about a superscript 12.56 lakh and up to about a superscript 12.72 lakh depending on variant, color and city. That translates to very competitive pricing for what you're getting, a brand with heritage, modern engine, generous features and good build quality. For the US market, the MSRP has been reported at around $5,299 for one version, which puts it into attractive territory for a beginner or mid-level rider looking for a stylish modern bike without the absurd premium. When you factor in warranty, dealer network, parts availability and a style factor, the value proposition becomes even stronger. Of course, you'll want to check local on-road price, taxes, shipping, import cost, which vary significantly by country and region, but across markets, the message is clear. Royal Enfield is delivering a modern bike at an accessible price. Finally, as we wrap up our ride on this bike, what's the verdict? If you're looking for a motorcycle that blends classic styling with modern engineering, offers everyday usability, has character and looks good parked as well as moving, then this 2026 Royal Enfield is a very solid choice. It may not have the blistering performance of superbikes, but performance isn't the only measure. What it delivers is a well-rounded package, comfortable for commuting, engaging for weekend rides, stylish enough to turn heads, and priced well for the value-conscious rider. You should know about a few compromises. The single cylinder may vibrate slightly at higher revs, and the finishing, while much improved, still may not match ultra-premium rivals. But if you embrace its personality, you'll find lots to like. So that's it for today's review here on Drive Next. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the bell for notifications. Leave a comment below with what you think of this bike, how it stacks up for you, whether you drive one, and what you'd like to see in future iterations. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your wheels turning, your journeys honest, and your spirit free.